Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a dose of O. We are back. Oh my God, I missed you guys. And I know it's only been a week, but I missed you. A week is too long. So again, welcome to a dose of O. If you are new here, welcome and thank you for joining. And if you are someone who has been rocking with your girl for a long time, then you already know what's about to go down. If you haven't done so already, make sure you grab yourself a little drinky drink, put on something comfortable, and get ready because we're about to have an amazing show. I hope each and every one of you had an amazing weekend. I had a thoroughly amazing weekend. Shout out to my man. He took me to see the movie Michael, and we'll get into that. But he also treated me to a full body massage. And baby, that was something that your girl did not know that she needed, but she needed. And it was absolutely amazing. But going back to what I was saying, he treated me to see the movie Michael. And listen, I absolutely loved it. Anyone who has something negative to say about that movie, talk to your mama, because I don't want to hear it. I don't need to hear your bad reviews. I don't need to hear breakdowns, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to hear it. I loved it, and it was amazing, okay? Wow. It was just really powerful. There was times that I was crying, a lot of dancing, it was a feel-good movie, but I do feel like you had to kind of, be present when you watch that movie, not looking at it from the lens of just someone who is trying to critique a movie, but really genuinely present in the movie to really get the gist of it and to really feel it. So I thoroughly enjoyed that movie. And what really stood out to me that made me think about the topic for tonight was Michael's resilience. His resilience. There was so many times and turns in this movie where you could see how his father really tried to make him do things that he didn't want to do. He tried to put in his head and instill in his mind that he was nothing without his family, that he trying to go out on his own and do his own thing was going to be a failure. But he continued to press forward. He continued to believe in himself, even when he himself was doubting his moves, was second guessing things. He still pressed forward. He still moved on, and he still chose to bet on himself. I think that was one of the biggest things that really truly stuck out to me in that movie. It hit home for me because I can just remember when I was younger. I love my papa to life. I truly adore him. But I can never forget when I was younger, him telling me, just go and get yourself a cute little apartment, get yourself a nice car, a nice little car that can get you from point A to point B, and get you a job that's just gonna pay your bills and you'll be good to go. And I just remember being like, bullshit. Like, that's not my life. That's not who I am. That's not what I was put here to do. I was not put here to live a mediocrity type life. I wasn't put here to just be regular. I knew as a young person that I was special. I knew as a young person that I was put here to be so much more than that. And it really took me having to step outside of kind of like what I was fed to go after what it is and what I knew that I was meant to be. And, sometimes the hardest part about becoming who we're meant to be, is realizing that you might be the only one to believe in yourself at first. And so like that is something that a lot of us really struggle with, because we have these feelings about ourselves and these thoughts about ourselves, but we're looking for outside sources to validate what we're feeling or what we want. We're looking outside of ourselves. And a lot of times we're not going to get that. We're just not going to get that. As you saw, if you went to the movie, he didn't get that. Michael didn't get that. You know, he was fighting with creating boundaries within himself, within his family, within his father, but still trying to be there for his family, but also staying true to himself. And that was the biggest thing that I took away from that movie, was that regardless, even sometimes when you're hurting feelings, even sometimes when you feel like you're letting people down, you can't let yourself down. No. You can't let yourself down, baby. You have to make sure that you are putting yourself first, and you are betting on yourself, and you're going after every single thing that it is that you want. That is so very important and so very essential. And that's honestly where a lot of us get stuck, because people are comfortable with the version of you that they know. A lot of times, even in these relationships, people change. You should want to change. Change is good. Growth is good. But a lot of times we get with someone at the beginning and we're accustomed to them being a certain way. So as you both are growing, hopefully, sometimes one goes that way, sometimes one goes that way. And if you guys are strong enough, then you'll have those check-in points and you'll be able to support one another's growth. But sometimes when you only have one person growing and the other person isn't growing and the other person staying stagnant, they're looking at you like, who are you? I don't know who you are anymore. You've changed. You're not who I fell in love with, whatever. And unfortunately, a lot of times that ends up breaking up relationships. And a lot of times it's not even just relationships. It's people in general. When you're younger, sometimes people have visions for you and expectations of who they think you're going to become and who you should be and what you should do, as I was saying with my papa. But you have to be very, very clear with who it is that you know in your soul that you want to be and who you know that you are. That is one of the most important things, because people don't always support your growth. They support your comfort, especially if they themselves aren't making moves. If they themselves are comfortable and they're not, striving to be better or to grow, they really can easily stunt your growth, because they want you to stay where you are, because more than likely you're comfortable right there where they're comfortable. There are many times, and I call it the lonely middle, when you're moving into these different things, you're going to be by yourself a lot, just like starting something new. I've always ventured into new things. Like, I've probably tried everything from marketing, PR, managing, podcast, modeling, you name it, I've tried it. Yoga teacher, I've tried it all. And with those things, a lot of times I didn't really have the background. I didn't go to school for it or whatever, for most of it. And sometimes I really did not have the support system that was backing me. I didn't necessarily have people clapping for me and saying, hey, this is a great idea. Hey, this is a wonderful idea. Except my mother. Shout out to my mother. Listen, I could have told my mother that I was going to buy a car dealership, and she'd be like, yes, baby, yes. Okay, boo-boo, yes. I will buy your first car. Because that's just how my mother has been, and she's always been that way. So I thoroughly adore her for that. But again, they always say a lot of times the people that's closest to us be the last ones to clap, the last ones to support or share. I can be honest and say that I really haven't had that and that type of support system in the sense of like family or things like that. I've had to walk alone. I didn't get the validation or, the claps and stuff from some of the people that I felt were the closest to me. And honestly, the ones that I really and truly would have loved to feel that. But no regard to them, I had to still move forward. I had to still press on, because if I stopped and looked for that validation and never moved forward because I didn't get their approval or their validation, I would have never gotten to where I'm at today. And that is something that I really want you to take away from this episode tonight, is that you don't wait for anyone. You don't wait for anything. You don't need someone's validation or their approval in order for you to move on with the things that you want to achieve in your life. You know, when I was first asked to be a co-host on Rip Radio, Rip Monday Nights, I'd never done anything like that before, ever. You know, I had no idea. I was like, okay, sure. I didn't second guess it. I just was like, sure. I've been the type of person where I'm going to dive in and I'm going to figure it out. You know, I'm going to figure it out, because I always have it in my mind that if I want to do it, I'm going to do it, point blank, period. You know, and it took time to get to that point, because yet again, I really didn't feel like I had people that were, you know, patting me on the back in a sense, or clapping for me. So I really, truly, and genuinely was moving based off of me just saying, this is something I want to do, and I'm just going to believe in myself. You know, even coming down to being alone, stepping out alone, you know, learning to enjoy your own company. There, you know, when I first moved out of my parents' house, I moved to New Jersey, 3 hours away. 3 hours away from my mother and father was the first place I moved when I decided to move out my parents' house. I was by myself. And so I learned at a very young age how to enjoy my own company. You know, not saying that I didn't enjoy other people's company, but I learned how to enjoy my company. And then it transitioned into, okay, being able to go out by yourself and enjoy your own company. Because a lot of us will not even go places if we don't have someone to go with us. You know, a lot of us refuse to sit with ourselves and learn to really genuinely love our own space and our own energy. And I think that, you know, makes it more difficult to bet on yourself, because when we start to outsource our happiness, our validation, our approval, when we start to outsource it, that's when we really start second guessing who we are. Because if you're waiting for someone else to give you permission to be who you are and to go after the things that you want, baby, you're gonna probably be waiting forever, because trust and believe that majority of people, I'm sorry, majority of people do not want to see you succeed. I hate to say it, but mama gonna be real with you. I mean, and if they do, they just don't want you to succeed more than them. So you can have it, but you just cannot have more than they do. So yeah, you're just gonna have to like scrap that idea of waiting for permission, and you're gonna have to go at it on your own. Okay, so one of the biggest things again is learning how to love yourself, learning how to be by yourself on your own, in your own accord, and enjoying your own damn space in your own company. Okay, choosing yourself. Listen, I have always had an issue with hurting people's feelings and, you know, making people unhappy, those that were close to me. I've always wanted to, you know, be a source of their happiness. I would go out of my way to try to make them happy. And then it really dawned on me that it's not my place to make them happy, and I can't make them happy. I know you have tried your hardest to try to make someone in your life happy. And then you're like, damn, it don't matter what I do, I just cannot make you happy. And that's because it is truly not your job to make someone happy. Now you can add to their already happiness, but it's not your job to make them happy, okay? And what ends up happening is that you end up feeling depleted. Sometimes it's not reciprocated, and then it turns into resentment, right? So when you start putting other people first because you're looking for validation, you're looking for attention, love, appreciation, you start outsourcing yourself and you're looking for it back. And when you don't get it back you feel depleted. And when you feel depleted, you don't feel like you can genuinely go after the things that you want because you're looking for the validation outside of yourself. And there's a really big danger in waiting for validation. Because if you wait for people to believe in you first, you will never move. Let me repeat that one. If you wait for people to believe in you first, you will never make the first move. And this goes down to about asking for people's opinions, over explaining your vision or explaining your vision or talking about your vision. I know you've heard of people who say, if you have an idea, tell no one until it's done. Just invite them to the premiere, okay? Because you have so many people that are wishing on your downfall. You have so many people that are consistently watching you because they want to see you fail. So the moment you say, well, I was thinking about this idea, it came to me, they're looking at you like, oh, really? Okay. Well, good luck with that, Or they might even be congratulating you, but deep down behind the doors, they're wishing bad on you. So, baby, don't tell nobody until it's done. Just put it out there, plop it out there, and invite them to the party, okay? And as I mentioned before, needing that approval. You don't need nobody's approval. Okay, how many times have you worked your ass off to plan something and then you told the closest people to you and then they had that lackluster response, right? Or they just flat out try to talk you out of it. And then you believe them. So you didn't do it. You allowed them to make you second guess and talk you out of your vision, which could have been your dream, which could have turned into you reaching your fullest potential and taking you to the next level in your life. So now, you don't need their approval. That's your life, okay? So don't play about you. Do not play about you. And sometimes the only proof that you get is you. And that's it. Sometimes you are the only proof that you get. So I know you're going to ask, and some of you may be thinking because this is new to you. So some of you are asking, what does betting on yourself really look like? What are some steps? Tell me, Miss O, tell me how I can start betting on myself. What's some steps? Okay, so the first thing is moving in full clarity. You have got to get crystal clear about what it is that you want, okay? No, I think I want to do this, and maybe I want to do that, but because the moment you're doing all of that, you're going to get a hodgepodge of that, right? You're going to consistently get a bunch of different stuff. You are not going to get what it is that you truly want. You're going to get a whole bunch of different things coming at you, right? So you have to get crystal clear about what it is that you want. Write it down. I want this, I want that, I want this, I need this. These are the things I need to do to make this happen. Like, have a game plan, have a plan. Because moving with full clarity is essential, because when you half-ass, again, as I said, you're going to be all over the place and you can get all over the place results. Number 2, I need you to trust your instincts, okay? Trust your instincts, because once you get that go and your internal instincts is telling you yes, 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 go, 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 go. Do not second guess it. Do not allow nobody to talk you out of it. Dive in head first. Do not be afraid of failing. Be afraid of never starting. Okay? Let me repeat that. What we're not going to do is be afraid of failing. We're going to be afraid of not starting, because we can fail 2 and 3 times. But as long as we start, we have a starting point and we can keep going. That leads me to my third thing, is that you need to stay consistent. You must stay consistent. So if you happen to fail, get yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing forward. Learn from the mistakes that you made, apply those, and continue to press forward. We must stay consistent. And this was huge for me, because I promise you, I will start doing stuff. I'll be like, oh my God, okay, I'm gonna do this. I love this. I'm into it. Boom, boom, boom. And it might be like a solid 2 months later. I'm like, okay, well, now I want to do something different. Okay, I'm doing something different. Okay, I used to be that way. And I do struggle with it sometimes now. but I'm really learning to just own in and be consistent on the things that really align with me and that speak to my soul. Because when you are trying to master a gazillion different things, you're not giving the full attention and detail to a couple of main things that can truly help to prepare your growth. So again, even with that, you might be good at 5 or 6 different things, but master 2, focus on 2, focus on 1, and then continue to grow them and continue to build your empire from there. And like I said, I'm not going to talk too much. I'm not going to run your ears up. But this was something, like I said, that really stuck with me when I watched that movie, Michael, because, oh my God, his resilience and how, regardless of what he was told and how many no's and how many you shouldn't do this and all the stuff he went through, he still stayed firm on who he was and what he wanted and what he was going after. It did not matter who said what to him. He set boundaries. Sometimes he went against what he didn't want to do. And there was consequences to that. And that's another thing. Sometimes when we know we're not supposed to do something and what we're supposed to do, but we go against that, a lot of times it literally takes us off our path, and there's consequences that go right along with that. So be mindful when you start second guessing yourself and you start moving in a different direction based off of something and you know inside it doesn't feel right. Because sometimes there are consequences to those decisions when you're not staying on your path, baby. And again, listen, you do not need agreement to move. You do not need permission to evolve. And you do not need everyone to understand your vision. It's your vision for a reason, okay? It's your vision for a reason. And you know, at some point you just have to decide that you're enough, you know? And just listen, you push the fuck forward unapologetically, okay? That's what I'm saying. Push the fuck forward unapologetically. So, but this was your dose of O for the week. I've had fun. I've enjoyed myself with you. I hope you have too. If you haven't done so, make sure that you go see the movie, Michael. Oh my God, it is #1 in the whole world. Not country, but world. Okay? Yes. We're gonna get the flowers. We're gonna get the flowers. But go out there and watch it and support. It is really a beautiful movie. And continue betting on yourself. You know? Learn how to be a little selfish, okay? Selfish. Not selfish, but selfish. Okay? Because here's the thing. When you put yourself first and you bet on yourself and you pour into yourself, you have so much more to give to other people. So much more to give to other people. But you also make sure that you are setting boundaries within yourself and that you are always keeping yourself first and not abandoning yourself when you are giving and pouring into other people. Again, it is your girl, Miss O. If you have not done so already, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Dose of O Show, and follow me on Instagram at Paris K Style. That's Paris, the letter K Style. And you know, I'm gonna see you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna see you guys next week. I don't know. I'm not sure. You're just gonna have to pay attention and find out. But you make sure that you have a wonderful rest of your week and evening. Bye.